Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this quick video on what it actually takes to be able to book over 100 agency meetings every single month. And we do this across all of our agency clients right now. And what I want to explain is that it's very easy to be able to book 5, 10, 15 meetings a month by just, sending some more messages. You can do it completely manually, just have a half decent offer and you will get results pretty easily. But when you want to get to the point where you're booking 50, 100, 200 meetings every single month, it takes a lot more than you just manually sending some more messages. So what I want to do is explain our entire process and pretty much my framework or mental model for actually thinking about this and how to transition from doing all of this yourself to more of the business owner having this fully automated, having someone run this for you and having it be very clear. And honestly, this is how I think about everything from booking appointments to sales to finance, everything in the business. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. We build out client acquisition machines for marketing agencies, established ones only. And if you want more information, you can check the link in the description. So the first point that I want to make is let's use booking meetings and signing clients as an example because it's very simple. And what I have over here is the framework behind thinking about it. So when you're first starting out, when I say starting out, I don't mean starting out in business, I mean starting out in any sort of skill, any sort of new process. And what we want to do is look at everything as a system. So booking meetings is a system, right? So what we want to do is first look at it in this way. So let's make it simple. The first thing we need to do is find leads, right? If we're looking to book appointments, we need to find the people firstly, right? Then we need to contact these leads, okay, with a message, right? So we find them, we contact them, then once they reply to us, so we found them, we sent them a message, they reply positively, they want what we're offering, they reply to us, and then we reply to them to book the meeting, right? And then hopefully they book a meeting, right? And then obviously they sign or they get onto a sales call, they become a client, whatever it might be. So let's just end here for now, right? This is the entire system from start to finish of we need to find leads, we need to contact them. When they reply back to us, we reply and we ask for a meeting. That's what we're doing, okay? So the first thing we want to do, and the key point is do, okay? We need to find a proof of concept in whatever we're doing, in whatever activity we're doing. So for us, the proof of concept, right? The proof of this system working is if we're able to book a meeting, okay? So if you've gone through this process of finding a lead, contacting them, they reply to you, and you book them into a meeting, you have found a proof of concept, okay? And this can apply to everything. You just need to define what the proof of concept is. So for sales, it might be, conduct the discovery call, figure out their needs. Then what you want to do is present a proposal, and then give them a quote, and then they sign as a client. So that is the entire process, right? We just want to start by finding a system that works. And when you do this, it's going to be extremely all over the place, right? It can be extremely all over the place. You might be trying different variables here, you might be testing different scripts, you might be doing all these different things. And again, this can occur anywhere. So this can be on email, it can be on LinkedIn, it can be on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever it might be. This is the framework to think about it in. So step one is do. We want to find a proof of concept. And once we do this, once we find a way to predictably get meetings and we know the numbers, so we find 100 people, we contact 100, 5 respond, 3 book a meeting, we found a system that works. The next step is to define this system, right? So if we want someone else to do it, or if we want to optimize this, or if we want to automate this, it needs to be defined in a step-by-step manner, right? That is key. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what that actually looks like for us. Right, so what I've brought up here is our system for content, right? So like I was saying over here, this can be applied to anything, right? So this is just booking appointments, right? That's our system. This is our system for content. So I call it the content assembly line. And like I said, each component should have its own documented procedure here. So to create content, all we need to do is come up with the ideation, record a video, literally what I'm doing now, edit this video, turn it into shorts, right? That's an additional step, don't worry about that, and then schedule it on YouTube, right? That is the process from start to finish, okay? And it's the exact same for this one. So find leads, contact them, manage the replies, book the meeting. Then, like I said over here, each component should have its own document procedure. So, for example, on recording, this is my process for recording a video. So I open my YouTube scheduling, I add talking points in Miro or Miro, add stories to explain it, record the video, refresh it, download the video, put it in this folder, select the month, and do all these things so that the editor, he can just come and he can take it, he can do it. And it's just very simple. It's very organized, right? Each step has its own process. This is the system, this is the process, okay? So we'll do the exact same for this. So what we do is you have each of the components, or each part of the system, and then what you want to do is write out a very simple, like bulleted checklist as to how to complete the step. So it could be open Apollo, add the filters that you want, refresh the page, download the leads, upload it into Instantly, and set the campaign. Then it's, make sure the leads are there, turn the campaign on, monitor it daily. Then it could be, look at the lead, check their website, make sure they're qualified, reply using this specific framework, whatever it might be. It's just explaining how to do each step. So the goal of doing this process is that you're going to have a repeatable process, right? That's the goal. The goal is to have it completely defined to the point where someone else can manage it without your involvement. Because if you want to get to booking, for example, 100 meetings a day, you can't do it by yourself, right? So what you'll need is a collection of multiple booking systems, right? You'll need one of these and then another one of these. But in order to have multiple, right, you need more people to help you manage it, because your attention is not going to be able to manage, for example, 10 of these, right? 10 of each one of these processes. So the next step, like I said, is defining it. So first you want to do it. You want to find some sort of indication that it's working. Then we write these steps down. Then we can give it to someone else because the steps are already given. They're already written down. It's already clear. And we can delegate and automate it. So if there are any points in this, by defining it, if there are any points in this where it can be automated using software, for example, then we can do it. But you first need to write it down to actually get to the point where you can see these points of inefficiency. So for example, if you were sending all of your emails by yourself, which I genuinely used to do, I'll go into Gmail, type in an email address, type in the subject line, type in the copy, and send it. And do that again over 100 times a day. But now you can just use a tool like Instantly, put in all the names of the emails, and it sends it out automatically, right? And then, for example, replying to inboxes. So I used to do this myself. I would manage over 10 inboxes myself, replying to messages. But instead, what I did was I delegated it, right? So we found someone who could do it as well, taught them our strategy, have them do it, and now it just runs on autopilot. So we, for example, have a lead sourcer who finds the leads. They put it into the campaign. We have someone who writes the campaigns. Then we have inbox managers to reply, and they book the meetings. So then all we have to do is show up to the calls, right? And then, because it's completely systemized, it's completely automated, and this drawing is getting very messy, but we can have multiple of them because we already have a predictable process, right? And then the fourth point is, if I can actually get access to that, the fourth point is scale, right? I'm not even going to try and write that, but it's scale. It's just doing more of the thing that's already working. So like I was saying, it's this, and then another one of this, and then another one of this, and that's how you really achieve or get to the point where you're able to book, for example, 100 meetings a month. Because it's not like we found a system that worked. For example, email. It's not like we found a system like email, got it to work, and then moved to something else, like LinkedIn, for example. we found something that works, and then we just did more of what's already working, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. Sometimes you just have to repeat the same successful actions over and over. And that's what we did here, right? So getting to 100 meetings a month isn't a matter of doing 12 different things. It's just doing the same thing 12 times, right? So that's it. So a couple key points that I want to mention here is that the first thing you need to figure out before you can delegate or automate or scale is it getting results, right? And you can apply this thinking to anything. If you're doing, for example, your accounting, right? If you're able to successfully manage your books and it came out clean and it's correct, and all you need to do is define what you did to get to that point and then give it to someone else. Right? And then you never have to worry about that again because someone else can just follow your proven process. Now, obviously, you don't want to scale your accounting, right? Actually, I take that back. You will need to scale your accounting when you make more money. But besides that, the key point is firstly doing the thing, defining what you did to get that outcome, and then giving it off to someone else. And then you can focus on higher leverage opportunities. For example, making more sales, creating more content, because you don't have to do these menial tasks like managing inboxes or sourcing leads, okay? And another way to figure out if something can be given off is if you're doing the same thing every day. If every single day, for sales, you're sending follow-ups and you're sending the exact same follow-ups every single day, someone else can do it, right? And the example over here for sales is that we're actually very soon we're hiring some sales reps or some sales managers for our company. And this is something I put off for the longest time because I was just not very aware. But we've had a process that is working incredibly well. I think we're closing at around 44%. And I've been doing the same thing over and over and over for such a long time. But what I didn't realize until now is that the time I spent selling, if I gave it off to someone else and they just followed my process, I could be spending 10 plus hours every single week doing higher leverage things, right? So I could be creating 10 times the content. I could be hiring 10 times more people. But I didn't because I'm still there in the sales, even though it's already proven to work. So the way I like to look at things now is that if something is working and the system is defined, we're giving it to someone else, or we're looking for ways to automate it. And then in doing that, you can replicate what you're already doing, give it to someone else, and that's really how you scale up. And that's how you transition from, freelancing or doing everything by yourself to really building and growing the team. So I hope you found this video useful. I know it's a bit all over the place, but that's really the thinking behind being able to achieve high numbers in terms of booking meetings, but also to just get out of the day-to-day and rise above the business.